The semifinal round at the 2024 NCAA Women's Water Polo Championship continues, and the home team, the Bears, they roll right on into the water here at the Speaker Aquatics Complex. 18-6 on the year, but the 3 seed, they're trying to upend the 2 seed University of Hawaii. The Bears, an at-large selection out of the MPSF, the Rainbow Wahine winners of the Big West. Let's look at our bracket. And all the seeds doing their job. UCLA through to the final for the first time since 2021. They defeated Wagner, then just defeated Stanford within the last hour. Hawaii over Princeton to reach this match. Cal getting past Fresno State. And here we are in our second semifinal. Slight delay to our match here today. They're bringing the heat in warm-ups already. This was a few minutes ago. Some shots coming in with some pace, breaking that cage. Thankfully, the staff here at Cal quickly on the scene. This is leg strength right here. It's all deep water. I personally would have had to take the cage out and fix it on land. These guys get the job done, able to repair the goal very quickly, and we get back to it. So a slight delay to get this one started. They had to stop the clock with about 9 minutes left in the warm-up, make the repair, and then allow the warm-ups to continue. And so now we are ready to get this one started between Hawaii and Cal. Third meeting this season between these two. They split during the regular year. It was a 10-7 win for Hawaii back in February at the Barber-Calbus Invitational. And then they played here back on March 10th, a 9-8 win for Cal. Now in that game, the Bears, they blitzed Hawaii. Got up 5-0. Hawaii then worked their way back into the game, but could not get all the way back. And the Bears picked up the 1-goal win, which was a huge win for the Bears on the year, as Hawaii has been the second-ranked team in the country for a large part of the season. But now with a chance to go to the national championship and take on the UCLA Bruins. The Cowbears have only been there once in the history of this program. Back in 2011, they lost to Stanford. Hawaii, they've never played for the national championship. This is their first time back in the semifinals since 2013. And we look at the Bears in the white caps, Hawaii in the black and green, our officials in this one. Scott Volz, Haas Ortega. And we are underway here. And who's there first? They'll say possession to the Cal Bears. The advantage of the home pool, a strong Cal contingent here at the Speaker Aquatics Complex as we get started with first quarter action. Greg Meskel here with you for NCAA.com. As the Bears go on the attack, Maren Dempsey, Rosanna Vorvelt are working around the perimeter. Here's Nina Flynn. She had a huge day when these two met last. 4 goals in that win for the Bears. Maddie DeMattia and Abby McGee, and there's a save from Hawaii and Daisy Lockton. Isabel Williams rounding out that group for the Cal Bears as we see Lochtons make the save. Lochtons gets the start in cage. Bernadette Doyle, all but Bonamusa Boish, Lot Sturtefeld, Bia Montalado Diaz, Morgan Rios, Lucia Gomez de la Puente. The starters for Maureen Cole. And a power play now for Cal on this possession. So after the tip out, now the 6-on-5. Doyle excluded. And the Bears go to work here on the offensive end. Opening minute, catch and shoot, and that's a field block. Excellent help on the inside. That's Morgan Rios in close, the redshirt junior from Santa Ana, California, canceling out that power play for the Bears. And now we'll see Hawaii on the offensive end for the first time. Bonamusa Boish controlling here out high. Sturtefeld in her trademark mask. Controlling now. Perlman, entry inside. Bia will draw a 6-on-5. A 2-time Big West Player of the Year making an impact early. Power play now for the Bows. Gomez de la Puente around the way. Montalado Diaz, that's field blocked. The Bears getting lots of hands on that. Williams, the last line of defense. She makes the stop. And we're scoreless to start here. Each side with a power play to no avail. Bears now attacking. Claire Rowell pushing ahead. McGee puts on the brakes. Took a weird journey to the goal there. It got deflected. It kind of curved back towards Lockton, and she's able to make a stop there. Let's get a second look at this one. Somebody gets a hand on this. There's the field block off the bar and down. Almost a tough luck goal allowed there for Hawaii. They catch a break, and they're back on offense now. 2 minutes deep, first quarter. Here's Gomez de la Puente with 2 on the timer. Tries to go inside with 1. And an ordinary, but then they signal a shot clock violation. And the ball back to the Bears. Here's the outlet. Abby McGee, the sophomore, going inside. Exclusion. Working for DeMattia. A second power play for the Bears. Lott Sturtefeld excluded. McGee. Dempsey now. They'll go into that far corner. McGee takes a look off the post. Lockton's got a piece crashing the boards. It's Dempsey. Still on the advantage now, sides coming even. 6-on-5 over here for the Bears. That pass gets away. They still have plenty of time to work with after the reset. Shot clock just reading 17. Dempsey now, DeMattia. Across the pool. Back to McGee, shot clock to 8. Out high now, off the post again, another rebound. Extended offense here for the Bears. That ball on the water. Confusion here, McGee now. Swinging, Lockton's a save. What a defensive stand from Hawaii. A 6-on-5, 3 opportunities on offense here for the Cal Bears, and Daisy Lockton's makes that final stop. The Rainbow Wahine defense standing strong here early. Still no goals on either side. Gomez de la Puente left alone. She'll walk into 5 meters. Scoots in, shoots and is denied. Loose ball, Bia picks it up. It's off the mark. Had a look in the scrum and just went wide right. And now countering. This way, score it. Dempsey. Marin Dempsey. After Hawaii couldn't hit on the Montalado Diaz try, they get it out to their speedster. And their leading scorer, her 45th on the year. And the senior puts Cal in front 1-0. And this is Williams. Look at that pass right to Dempsey. A dime from Isabel Williams, and Dempsey goes cross cage. Puts it where Lockton's can't get it. And the Bears in front 1-0. And our first goal in this one. 4:11 to play here in the first. Here's Weston now, who's just come on. Agatha Weston. Looking inside, an ordinary. Shot clock to 4. Weston. Tipped out by Isabel Williams. Williams, the 5th-year senior, went over 300 saves in this season. Last time out in the win over Fresno State. What a campaign for the star goalie. Exclusion. Hawaii on the advantage. Perlman controlling. Has that right hand taped up. Goes out to Weston. Gomez de la Puente. Perlman now. Looking for the best opportunity here. That ball on the water through to Wedderburn. Wedderburn goes lob well high of the goal. And Hawaii cannot hit. Rainbow Wahine had a slow start yesterday in their win over Princeton, 11-6. Warren Cole said wasn't the prettiest water polo. Team had to kind of settle in and found a groove. Bears into that second unit now. Here's Kate Meyer. Claire Rowell now walking in. Rowell takes a look and buries it. 2-0 Bears. The 9th goal of the year for the redshirt sophomore from Acalanes High School. And again, steps up confidently and drills that shot. 2:49 to play. And a 2-0 start for the Bears. I told you last time they got together, Cal jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Asked Maureen Kolaki in this one. She said with a laugh, don't get down 5-0. Can't have that kind of start. This is not exactly the same scenario here. Back and forth for the first half of this first quarter as Corley Simmons looks on. Her 8th season leading the Bears. A couple of UCLA grads squaring off here in Cole and Simmons. The exclusion against the Bears. Hawaii on their 3rd power play. They've yet to convert. Doyle back in. Takes a look, nothing there. Far post, out to Sturtefeld. Ball in the water, and Doyle does not delay. The MVP from the Big West tourney cashing in here. She has stayed hot. 44 goals on the year for Bernadette Doyle, and the first power play strike for either side. A little bit of a look away there from Doyle. And cuts it down to 1. .2:18 to play, first quarter. Here's Flynn. Ordinary, they'll back off. She's a dangerous shooter. And now put it into the corner. A battle down at 2 meters. Just an Ordinary. Reagan Whitney looking for space. Meanwhile, Cal from the outside off the frame of the cage, and that attempt from Mallory Reynoso. So Cal getting into their bench here, using some of their depth early on, knowing this could be a battle down to the end of the fourth quarter. Here's Reynoso. Inside here, double team. Loose ball, that's an Ordinary. Inside 6 meters, but Whitney has to pass that ball. And then an exclusion. So pursuing there on the perimeter, over aggressive from Weston, an exclusion. And now a 6-on-5 coming for Cal. Corley Simmons looks as if it'll be just a 30-second timeout. She'll get a different unit in here with 1:34 to play in the first quarter. Cal in front 2-1. The Bears 0 for 2 right now on the 6-on-5. Hawaii 1 for 3. Don't forget live stats available from 6-8 Sports. Go to 6-8sports.com. You can access their live scoring. .130 to play now. Bears out of the timeout on the advantage. McGee across the pool. They work back to Flynn. She swings to Vorvelt. Vorvelt had a nice day yesterday. Right-hander, lost it. Sides coming even. Ordinary call, timer to 5. Vorvelt gets herself live. She's a shooter. Vorvelt moving in, off the post. Look to go cross cage, upper 90. Close but not there. And now under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Here comes Hawaii. Montalado Diaz bringing the ball up. That was a dangerous cross pass. Doyle there to receive. Sturtefeld. Looking in for Bia. The quick turn, the fire. And the defense is there from the Bears. DeMattia ready. Some help arrived. Reynoso helping out. Good double coverage there. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. First quarter winding to a close here. Dempsey now. Flynn directing traffic there from the far side and is outside the frame of the cage. Now on the way down, an exclusion. So Flynn the miss, then the exclusion in transition. Hawaii will call their 30-second timeout as they have a 6-on-5 coming up here. Shot clock is off, 15 seconds left. Rainbow Wahine with a chance to draw level here at the end of the first quarter. We'll see if they bring Lockton's in, although with the exclusion, you'd think they wouldn't want to go 7-on-5 here. So she's moving up to mid-tank, probably just to get this offense started. .15 seconds left. Power play for Hawaii. 1-goal game. End of the first quarter. Second semifinal here at our NCAA championships. Doyle now. Time winding down with 3, with 2. Up high, bad pass, and that's all for the first quarter. Wedderburn tried to pop it over to Sturtefeld, put too much on it. It goes out of play, and Hawaii never gets a shot off on the power play. The Cal defense holding as we come to the end of this first quarter. It's a tight one as expected. A trip to the NCAA championship is on the line. It's a 2-1 lead for the Bears. We will take a timeout and return. You're watching the NCAA Women's College Water Polo Championship live on NCAA.com. Cal Bears huddled up here in front 2-1 over the Hawaii Rainbow Wahine. They defeated Fresno State in the quarterfinal round. Bears were eliminated from the quarters last year by Princeton, so already bettering last year's result, and now trying to return to the final for just the second time in program history. They've never won a national title before. Great crowd on hand here at the Speaker Aquatics Complex. Been a beautiful weekend in the Bay Area, Mother's Day weekend. Should be a great scene tomorrow night for the championship. The Hawaii fans here trying to be loud. They are outnumbered. It's a strong Cal contingent. There's no way around it. It's one of the reasons why you want to host an event like this if you're the Cal Bears. And we're just about ready to start our second quarter. John Volts will get this ball in the water. And we are underway. This time Hawaii wins the sprint. So we've switched sides here in the second quarter, and this is largely to do with the sun. So the glare here a factor. Typically in these scenarios, teams agree to switch your quarters, and so we're seeing that happen here. And now it's the Rainbow Wahine moving right to left. And that shot is over the cage. From our vantage point, it looks like the sun's probably a bigger problem on the opposite cage right now. That would be Isabel Williams' issue at the moment. Here's Dempsey. Works back to Flynn. Now to the outside, Rowell. A goal already. Goes back to Dempsey. Shot clock winding down. It's Dempsey's turn, and she delivers again. And a big fist pump from Marin Dempsey. She's got 2. And the Bears are in front 3-1. Shot clock was winding down. Not phased. This is Dempsey with the right hand. Takes a look and slides that home near side. Had 2 goals the first time these two squads got together. That was the Hawaii win. Has come back with 2 here. No, MPSF selection in her career with the Bears. And now in this senior season, trying to get them to the final. In front 3-1. Opening minute, second quarter. And an exclusion. And that will go on Flynn. Six on 5, Hawaii. Rainbow Wahine trying to keep pace. Here's Montalado Diaz. Gomez de la Puente now. Perlman. It's Sturtefeld. Montalado Diaz rips it. Known for her work as a center, can step out and bring the heat from the outside as well, and connects on the second power play goal. And it's her first. And Montalado Diaz, she had 3 when Hawaii beat Cal. Hasn't had to have a monster game in a while. Hawaii powered through the Big West slate. They went undefeated. Long Beach State gave them a good push in that Big West final, but Bernadette Doyle was the offensive star in that one. 4 goals, although, of course, Montalado Diaz draws a lot of attention. She makes things happen even when she's not directly the one pulling the lever. Double team here, and that's a kick out. It will go against Montalado Diaz. So scores on one end and now excluded on the other. And Cal, their fourth 6 on 5. 0 for 3 right now. Works to Rowell. That one's deflected and in. It's another for Dempsey. She's got 3. This their first 6 on 5 strike. Hawaii had blockers in the way, and they got a piece of this on the way through. That was just at the top of the sunshine, the bottom border of the shadows there on your screen, and a hand got a piece of that. It then deflected and went in, and Dempsey has the hot hand right now. 47 goals on the year. And a 4-2 lead for the Bears. 2 minutes gone by here in the second. Sturtefeld. Looking inside is Gomez de la Puente. Quick turn, and Williams all over it. That was Doyle trying to post up. One of the smaller players in the pool found herself doubled, trying to make something happen there on the interior, but Williams all over that attempt. Felina Vordau controlling, but away from the ball and exclusion. A little fake and a score. Vordau hitting. It's the second power play for the Cal Bears. The first goal for Vordau. And they go in front now, their largest lead, 5-2, with 5:15 to play in the first half. A little hesitation, and then loads it up. And the Bears are off to an excellent start here in this first half. Vordau, the freshman from the Netherlands, her 31st on the year. Orly Simmons says she's not super flashy, but super fun to play with. Really puts pressure on the opposition with everything she brings. Hawaii now in the hole here, 3. They haven't faced a problem like this in a long time. Gomez de la Puente trying to make something happen. Turns that corner, breaks through, dragging defenders with her. And the ball's tipped away. It'll be Hawaii ball. Hawaii looking for some sort of call. And now an exclusion. Surprised there wasn't an exclusion call there initially as she turned the corner past the defender. But now they get the 6 on 5. Here's Wedderburn. Sturtefeld. Sturtefeld takes a look, gives off to Wedderburn, moving in, and Williams all over it. Isabel Williams has another stop. with 4.5 to play here in this first half. And again, Williams ready for that one. Coming center cage. She's got 4 stops right now, as does Daisy Lochtons. Bears inside. Good position. And a penalty. Excellent look as they fed that ball in to Vordow. Slipped towards the cage. And a 5-meter upcoming. Cal with a chance to go ahead 6-2. Here's Bonaguidi to take the 5-meter. Save, but no, it's in. Lochton's got a piece, couldn't gather all of it, and score the goal for Julia Bonaguidi. Hawaii will take a timeout as Cal has surged in front 6-2. So just like their last visit here, Hawaii finds themselves in the hole early. Here's a look. Maureen Cole looking for an offensive on that call. Instead, a penalty awarded. And then Lochton's got a piece, but enough heat on that from Bonaguidi to power it through. And Cal in front now, 6-2 with 4:11 to play. So Bears happy with their start. They've used a lot of their depth. We've seen a lot of their lineup into the water here. Trying to use that as an advantage here against Hawaii, who doesn't necessarily go a full 6 in, 6 out. For the Rainbow at Wahine, we mentioned all their success this year. Easily one of the best years, if not the best year in program history. Ranked number 2 in the country. And you look at their results as far as close games. They had the 9-5 win over Long Beach State in the Big West Final, which really have to go back to March 16th. They beat USC 9-8, and that was just a few days after losing here at Cal 9-8. After that, they got into league play, and they hammered the Big West, a really dominant run through their conference. Started off the season with some really impressive victories, beating Stanford. Also defeated Fresno State, who had also gotten off to a great start. Lost to UCLA in overtime. And defeated USC. They'd pick up 2 wins against USC, also the win over Cal. So a stellar start for the Rainbow Wahine in this final season for Maureen Cole. To be succeeded by the man on the left there, James Robinson. But they find themselves in a tight spot here, down 6-2, 4:11 to play, first half action. They've got the offensive firepower. They'll have to just start making some stops on the other end to go along with it. Here's Bonamusa Boysh. He's been quiet thus far. Goes right inside to Montalado Diaz, who draws the exclusion. So it makes sense. They go into their bread and butter here. Conference Player of the Year. The exclusion there on the Bears. 7th power play here for Hawaii. Bonamusa Boysh is off target. Didn't even get that one on cage. Went wide of the goal. Usually a pretty sure-handed shooter. And the Bears now go back on the attack. Reynoso. Here's Jessie Rose with the right hand, that pass out high. Shot clock to 6. Pressured now by Sturteveld. They work to Reynoso a long way from home. She goes inside to De Mattia, and that's taken away by Hawaii. They force the ball under on a triple team. Here's Daisy Lochtons, the freshman. Working to Bonamusa Boysh. 3:08 to play in the first half. Looking in, Bears ready to double team Montalado Diaz. They've got her surrounded. Shot clock to 8. Now they get it inside. The backhand, bar down, and a beauty. Montalado Diaz gets one back here for Hawaii. Had been battling for position and able to hit here, calling for that ball. A little hesitation. Williams thought she had a beat on it. An initial gather actually allowed Montalado Diaz a little extra time, which was helpful as Williams had slid over into position. And they may have to keep playing through their star center, the sophomore from Sao Paulo, Brazil, by way of Newport Harbor High School. Once again, over 60 goals this year from Montalado Diaz. Had 82 last year. Maureen Cole liked the depth this season, felt she doesn't have to do it all this time around. 2:40 to play, first half. Rowell works to Rose. They keep it on the near side here. Now swing across the pool. Bar down and out. A race for the ball, and Hawaii's there first. Wedderburn hustling after that ball. And now Lochtons looking down pool, and she'll take the short route. Nearing the 2-minute mark, Wedderburn. Entry in here, that pass, not much on it. And an easy takeaway there for Cal. Again, good pressure there from the Bears. Forcing Hawaii to make a crisp pass. If it's not where it needs to be, in the position where there won't be a call, and the ball can turn over, and the Bears have it again here. Under 2 to play now, first half, 1:40 to go. It's back to Rose, the junior. Good look on the inside, and sneaking behind the defense for the score is Rosanna Vorvelt. Caught everyone asleep. And Vorvelt sneaks in for the score, and a 7-3 Cal lead. Vorvelt, top of your screen, in that white cap, able to split those two Hawaii defenders and just had a stroke or two ahead of the defense. And then a perfect pass as the Rainbow Wahine tried to regroup here. Finding themselves down 7-3. 1:35 to play. The exclusion. 8th power play for Hawaii. Montalado Diaz looking for options here. Bonamusa Boish. Montalado Diaz save Williams. A fight for the rebound, and it's controlled. Cal does an excellent job boxing out. Vordow there to help seal off that rebound. Now the long outlet. Rose has been facilitating from the near side here. Good dish working inside, and they'll call an exclusion. This will go against Hawaii. They go quickly and score. It's all working for the Bears. It's Snyder on the 6-on-5. And an 8-3 lead, 57 seconds to play, first half. Again, Bears opportunistic. That 6-on-5 arrived quickly, and they did not delay. Pick that ball up, go quickly. And Snyder, the freshman from Fresno, cashing in. A water polo family. Her older sisters, Sarah, Caitlin, played at UC Santa Barbara. She's here at Cal. And gives the Bears an 8-3 lead. Well, it's not a 5-0, but it is a 5-goal margin in the first half. Hawaii finding themselves pushed to the brink here in this semifinal. Gomez de la Puente drops that in. A lot of whitewater and an exclusion. This time Wedderburn. Doyle faking off the bar. They tried to go quick on this end. It's been working for the Bears. Didn't work down here. Hawaii now 2 for 9 on the advantage. 24 seconds to play. Williams holding, see if she joins the offensive end. About a 7-second difference, shot and game clock here as we close out this first half. One controlled by the Cal Bears. Rose tipped out. Lockton's got a piece with the shot clock expiring. Perfect result for Cal. They'll get the ball back. They'll have 7 more seconds to work with. Here's Dempsey. Goes outside to McGee. 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and they will not get a shot away. The first half comes to a close, and the Bears in their home pool in front of a heavy Cal contingent, taking care of business through 2 quarters. Marin Dempsey, the senior, with 3 huge goals. Isabel Williams with 5 saves, and Cal up 8-3. 2 quarters away from a return trip to the NCAA final for the first time in a long time. We will step aside and come back with more live coverage. You're watching NCAA.com. Cal Bears couldn't ask for a better start. They dropped 6 goals in that second quarter, outscoring Hawaii 6-2 on the way to an 8-3 lead. They also do the job on the power play, 4 for 6 on the player advantage, holding Hawaii to just 2 for 9. Everything they're doing is working. Isabel Williams with 5 saves. Let's look back at some of our highlights here between the Rainbow Wahine and the Cal Bears. Fairly close matches during the regular year. They split those games, Hawaii winning the first, Cal winning the second in this pool. Bears came out on point. Marin Dempsey, 3 big goals. Bernadette Doyle, the Big West MVP, would eventually get one back. But Cal always had an answer here in this first half. Every time Hawaii tried to build some momentum, shots like this from Montalado Diaz. Remember, they drew all those 6-on-5 chances. Too much offense from the Bears. 8 huge goals. That's the type of number that Hawaii wants to allow for an entire match. So to see that come in at halftime, they have a lot to work on here for the second half. And the Bears just going to try and keep riding the momentum as they look to get back to the NCAA final for the first time since 2011. The UCLA Bruins await. Get a chance to perhaps do it in their home pool here. And again, the Bears, you see the 6-on-5 here. That's how they closed out this first half, going quickly there on the advantage. 4 6-on-5 goals. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with the third quarter. Hawaii staff trying to keep the positive energy here, trailing 8-3 as they try to make their first ever NCAA final, back in the semifinals for the first time since 2013. This is the 5th NCAA trip under Maureen Cole, 13, 15, 19, 21, and now 23 as a head coach. Teams again switching sides here to start the third. That 6-goal outburst in the second quarter for Cal, that ties a season high. 5 other occasions this year they broke through with 6 1/4. None more important than this semifinal match. Pressure here from Hawaii. And an exclusion. But a save, Lockton's. Bears tried to go quickly there as they drew the 6-on-5. That has worked well for them, but Daisy Lockton's making the stop on the inside. And now Hawaii with a change. They bring on Aaliyah Burlock. Again, a double team threat in at 2 meters. Shot clock to 6. Sturtevelt moving in. Gomez de la Puente with 2. Here's Sturtevelt with 1. And the shot clock expires. Sturtevelt never gets a shot away as time expires on that possession. Now on this end, the turn and an exclusion. This time it's Flynn moving towards the cage, able to draw some defenders with her and draw the kick out. Gomez de la Puente excluded. 6 on 5 as Vorvelt controls. Works back now, Rowell. Here's Flynn. Near side, Dempsey. Lost the ball. Still on the advantage. Side's coming even now. From the outside, Lochtons with the save, so a couple of important stops early here. Then on the way down, an exclusion. Hawaii up on the power play. They need to start generating some offense here, down 5 in the second half. Doyle now. Doyle moves in. Bonamusa Boysh. Couple of big fakes. Around the way they work it. Who's shooting here for Hawaii? Side's coming even. Montalado Diaz with 1 on the clock. And that's field blocked. The defense again holding as Hawaii runs out of time. They have to go with 1 second left, and they get a big field block here. That's the Bears defense. Looked like Flynn getting a hand on that one. That's also critical. It was her, not the keeper. Turns that ball over, gives it back to Cal. Now inside, backhand, Lochtons again. So Hawaii doing the job now on the defensive end. Can they turn it into offense here with 5:45 to play? Daisy Lochtons 3 straight saves on some good looks inside for the Bears. Burlock. Sturtevelt now moving in. Here's Bonamusa Boysh, buries it. Hawaii needed someone to be the aggressor and step up. And the veteran from Barcelona, all but Bonamusa Boysh. 51 goals on the year. And cuts it to 4. Calling for that ball, just kept inching in. And able to put it home. 5:23 to play in the third. Couple of late changes here for Hawaii. They get their lineup set. 23-3 on the year. They went 7-0 in Big West play. The win over Princeton, 11-6 yesterday. Bears with some motion, moving through. As Vorvelt and Montalado Diaz in a battle. Flynn now. Here's Dempsey. Shot clock to 7. With 4. They go inside. They'll say an offensive foul that will go against the Bears. There's Anna Vorvelt. And with under 5, it's back to Hawaii. Doyle now. And an offensive. So Hawaii gives it right back. Four and a half to play in the third. Vorvelt now moving in. Brings it back near side. Field blocked first before Lockton's got to it. With 4:12 to play. Lockton's now advancing and moves to Sturteveld. 4 minutes to play in the third. Lot Sturteveld walks into 6 meters. They'll give her the shot. Sturteveld drops it inside to Montalado Diaz, who will draw the exclusion. Hawaii now, 6-on-5. Just an ordinary as Perlman handles. Looks for Doyle here. Wedderburn. Perlman a bobble. Regathers, now gives to Doyle. Wedderburn, save Williams, center cage. Able to take that down. Hawaii now 2 for 11 on the player advantage. Now a scrum for it and taken away by Hawaii. Looking in front, Burlock had the advantage for a moment. They don't force the issue. And now Sturteveld looking for a release here. Gives to Wedderburn. Perlman. Faking for a while, and Williams there with a save. Hawaii can barely find a way through this Cal defense. And a timeout called by Corley Simmons. So Hawaii, they've done the job defensively, as they haven't allowed a goal by Cal all quarter long. But they only have 1 goal to show for it on the other end as they try and climb out of this 5-goal deficit. And now Corley Simmons, the chance to talk with her team. Talked about what's at stake here on the semifinal Saturday. And for the Cal Bears, trying to get back to the NCAA championship for the first time in a very long time. 2011. They arrived at the national championship final, lost to Stanford that year. That's their only title game appearance in program history. Looking to change that here in 2024, and as the host for the first time as well. Perhaps a good omen. Last time Cal men hosted the championship back in 2022, they won. They've become again one of the dominant programs in the men's game. Cal women looking for their second title berth and their first title, but still plenty of time to go here. 3:03 to play. Meanwhile, Coach Maureen Cole has to be happy with her defensive efforts. Daisy Lockton's now 9 saves. They've just struggled to break through, using a lot of their shot clock. By the time these shots come, it's right to where Isabel Williams wants them. So 3:03 to play, third quarter. 8-4 lead for Cal. Bears out of this timeout. Looking to generate some offense here in the third quarter. They've been held scoreless after a 6-goal outburst in the second. Under 3 to play. Little drive through, a lot of commotion in front of the cage and an offensive. So Montalado Diaz comes up with the ball. She's on the attack. Here comes Montalado Diaz, defenders giving chase. Bia moving in, puts on the brakes, off the post. Loose ball and Williams gathers it up. Hawaii looked to go quickly there on the break. Montalado Diaz had the edge. And instead ricochets off the post, and now Cal threatening on the other end. Rose, a save, Lockton's. Leaking out, here's Rios. Ball comes down. Exclusion. Defenders leaving, Snyder excluded if they can get it back to Rios in time. And Cal will quickly cover up. Good hustle there by the Bears. Sturteveld. Perlman now. Wedderburn looking inside. Here's Sturtefeld. Side's coming even. Wedderburn with 3, with 2. Perlman, they're not going to get a shot off again. This Cal defense is suffocating. Hawaii can't do anything. 2 for 12 now on the 6-on-5. They're locking down 6-on-5s so strongly, Hawaii's not even getting a shot away. They're getting shot clock violations on 6-on-5. Now, that did happen in transition, but it's still a testament to this Bear defense. Whitney. Outside. Lob attempt off the post. Bears can't buy a bucket, but they have maintained a 4-goal edge. They've only allowed 1 goal. So credit to their defense on the other end. This has been a defensive battle over this third quarter. Can Hawaii get one more back before the fourth? Perlman gives off to Wedderburn, moving inside. And an exclusion. That's out on the perimeter. Bonamusa Boysh, her defender excluded. Wedderburn now. Bonamusa Boysh, save Williams. They can't crack the code. Hawaii continues to succeed at drawing exclusions, but you see that on the power play, Cal does such a good job fortifying their defenses around Montalado Diaz. There's not many other options unless it comes from the perimeter. That seems to be working to Cal's advantage. About a 2-second difference. Game and shot clock. 1 second left. Cal will not get a shot off. 2 seconds left in the quarter. Bonamusa Boysh. Her shot. Then an exclusion. 1 second left. And Hawaii will hang on to that ball and try and win the sprint here to open the fourth. They'll be on a 6-on-5 if they can. So that's all for the third quarter. After an offensive outburst in the second that saw 8 combined goals, including a season-high tying 6 from Cal, we get 1 in the third quarter. The Bears held scoreless. Hawaii takes a little off the top. They're now within 4. It's been Lochtons and Williams shining bright. We've got the fourth quarter when we come back. Welcome back to Berkeley. 8 minutes separating the Cal Bears from a return to the national championship. They have a 4-goal edge over Hawaii, held scoreless, however, in that third quarter. A defensive stalemate over the previous 8 minutes, just 1 goal on either side, Hawaii with 1. The goalie's making some big saves. A lot of end-to-end action, 2 teams that are probably fairly exhausted. And now 1 more quarter to go. Cal trying to hold off a rally. UCLA is through to the national title. Waiting to see who they will play. No matter what happens, we know we're going to have a new champion in women's water polo. Stanford won the last 2 years. We're also going to get someone different than Stanford or USC for the first time since 2009. That is a long time ago. Could it be Hawaii? They have some work to do. They've certainly got to feel like that third quarter should have resulted in at least another goal or 2 to try and cut into this lead. You gotta love what they did defensively if you're a Hawaii fan to keep Cal scoreless, but you know it'll be tough to do that again here in this fourth quarter, and you're still down 4. So those are the issues facing the Rainbow Wahine. The Road Warrior squad, a long flight to any game they're not playing at home. And now this is critical. Can they win the sprint? Because if so, they'll have the 6-on-5, and they do. So Hawaii takes the sprint And they're on the power play here to start the fourth. Again, teams have switched ends. And here's Bonamusa Boish. A lot Sturteveld now. Doyle knocked down. Gomez de la Puente. Sides coming even. Advantage over. Here's Bonamusa Boish. Sturteveld in close. The save from Williams. Isabel Williams. As the shot clock was winding down, sides had come even. Makes the block. Still Hawaii, new life on offense here after the reset. Opening 30 seconds of this fourth quarter. Gomez de la Puente puts it high. And it's back to the Bears. And now Dempsey, 3 huge goals earlier in this one. Vorvelt looking inside. De Mattia with the catch. Ordinary, shot clock to 11. Now to Rose. Outside Dempsey. Shot clock to 4. Dempsey tries to go inside, ball in the water, the backhand trickles away and out of bounds. With 1 minute gone by here in the fourth. Lot Sturteveld, the veteran. The senior from the Netherlands. Advancing. Now Doyle from the outside rattles one home. Bernadette Doyle, her second. And that was much needed for the Rainbow Wahine. They've worked deep in their shot clock this time. Doyle sees an opening. And Isabel Williams has been so tough to get past. Able to take advantage there to make it 8-5. Here's Rose. Entry back in. The shot is in. It's Nina Flynn with an immediate answer for the Bears. Their first goal in this second half. And it comes from Flynn. Her 44th on the year, the San Jose native returning to NorCal after a stellar run at UC Irvine over 4 years. Took that ball and wasted no time. And a 9-5 lead for Cal. Bonamusa Boish knocked down there. Now Doyle looking inside of Montalado Diaz. Bonamusa Boish moving in. A few fakes and is off the mark. It's repetitive, but this Cal defense, with Isabel Williams in the cage, one of the best goalies in the game. And then willing shot blockers in front of her. Very, very tough to get through. An even strength scenario. Sturteveld picks the pocket, takes that one out of thin air. But then an offensive before they can even get down the pool. Hawaii gives it right back. And they'll pull the ball out here. And a red-yellow warning to Maureen Cole. That's the final warning before a red. Ball coming out again. And now a break to let Lot Sturteveld put her hat back on. Now we're ready to resume play. .5:42 to go. Trying for a tie-up there was Doyle. Here's Dempsey. Hawaii trying to ramp up their defense, and they get the takeaway. An entry pass tipped away and stolen. Down 4 here in the fourth. Rainbow Wahine will have to start gambling a bit. Here's Sturtefeld now. Works back to Bonamusa Boish. And across to Wedderburn. Montalado Diaz now. Wedderburn with 5 on the clock. Montalado Diaz from the outside, and Williams reading it well. Knocks it down, knew that shot was coming, and just got in front of it to make another save. She's got 10 stops. Now Rose. Outside, off the post. The rebound to Lochtons. And a timeout called by Hawaii with 4:44 left. And this is nitty-gritty time here for the Rainbow Wahine. Imagine this is a conversation around, if we want to do this, it's got to happen now. 4:44 to play in the fourth, down 4. All roads lead to tomorrow night, the national championship. The Bruins are there. Who will they play? Either Cal or Hawaii. The Bears in good shape. We'll have it for you live on ESPNU, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, streaming on ESPN+. Should be a great evening here. So we'll have a new champ in college water polo, someone other than Stanford or USC for the first time since 2009. UCLA Bruins, told you earlier today, back into the final, 7 titles in their history. The Cal Bears, if they make it to the final, they've never won a title. Hawaii, as we told you, has never been in the final and never won a title. There's a small group of teams that have won a national championship in women's college water polo. But an opportunity to add a new name to the list this weekend. You know, if Cal's able to hang on here, that their contingent will be large tomorrow. The band coming out today to cheer on the Bears. Busy week on campus. Commencement happening here in Berkeley. So Maureen Cole bringing in the Rainbow Wahine for a conversation, and now they break the timeout. 4 minutes, 44 seconds left. And Lochtons will get us started. Goes out to Bonamusa Boish. Now Sturtefeld. Shot clock to 14. Here's Doyle. From the outside, it's there for Bernadette Doyle. She has 3. Has been so big in the postseason for this team, and it's back to 3 goals with 4:27 remaining, and Bernadette Doyle again from the outside, cross cage. Cal has clamped down so many times. But Hawaii able to break through there. Now Flynn. So Hawaii a bit more aggressive on defense. Let's see what they do this time around. They've got to be careful to not get excluded. Towing that line between being aggressive and getting kicked out. Cal, likewise, you presume, has to stay aggressive on offense. They can't quite move to kill the clock mode just yet. Rose. Looking for McGee. Shot clock to 10. Here's Vorvelt. McGee now with 5. Out to Rose, and field blocked by the Rainbow Wahine. Lochtons now, halfway through the fourth. Pushes out to Wedderburn. Has a little edge, Wedderburn moving in. Gives to Gomez de la Puente. Give and go, back to Wedderburn. Dragged down from behind, a penalty. And Nina Flynn has fouled out. That's a huge loss right now for Cal. Had to take that foul. And now Montalado Diaz, one of the best shooters against one of the best stoppers. 3:48 to play. 5-meter shot. Hawaii missed it. Tipped out by Williams. That was huge. Hawaii still with possession, however, but what an opportunity there to score with no time coming off the clock. They'll have to do it the hard way. Sturtefeld. Here's Wedderburn. Wedderburn moving in. Tries to drop to Doyle, that little behind her. Ordinary, 13 on the clock. Back out to Weston. Sturtefeld. Sturtefeld outside of the cage, no goal. And the Cal defense able to hold there. 3:24 to play. That is a critical moment. Here's the save. Williams comes over to get that one. And that is everything right now. Would have cut it down to 2 with a little more than 3.5 to play. Instead, 3-goal margin, 3:24 left. Cal ball. Hawaii will need absolute perfection here the rest of the way. Discussion here with the Rainbow Wahine. Maureen Coles, you mentioned, in her final season, 13 years leading this program, the UCLA grad, 18 years with Hawaii. Her choice, just said she wanted a new challenge, wanted to spend more time with her family. Says that this schedule, being the head coach for Hawaii, all the travel, you take time away from your family, has children, wants to be around more, but is so excited that James Robinson there will get a chance to succeed her as the head coach. They're hopeful that this is not the last game they play for their head coach, but the Cal Bears in the driver's seat here, 9-6. Talked about the UCLA connections. Cole, formerly Maureen Flanagan, Corley Simmons. They know the title days with their time as players at UCLA and the success this team can have. Trying to experience that as head coaches. .324 remaining. 9-6 lead. Cal would love a security goal here. You'd feel like one more will put them in fantastic shape with 3:20 to play. Here's McGee. Rose now. 15 on the shot clock. Looking inside. Step out off the bar. Vorveld camped out at about 2.5 meters, had a good look, couldn't slam it home. Hawaii, 3 minutes to make up 3 goals. Sturtefeld moving in, gives to Montalado Diaz. Wedderburn now. Doyle off the post. They say no goal, instead an exclusion. She gave a no look, went cross cage off the post, no goal, instead of 6-on-5. That was a unique piece of shooting there by Bernadette Doyle. Instead, the 6-on-5 here. Rainbow Wahine have struggled, just 2 for 14 on the player advantage. 2:40 to play. Doyle now. Here's Weston. Sturtefeld. Sturtefeld faking. Bar down off Williams. Corrals the rebound and comes up holding that ball high. Isabel Williams with a big save. And Hawaii struggles on the player advantage continue. 2 for 15. 2:09 to play, and the Bears can start to sense it. Rose. Shot clock to 2. And she'll put it in the corner. dumping that ball. 1:56 to play. In exclusion. This will go against Dempsey. Hawaii with their 16th power play. Can they make this one count? Wedderburn. Weston now. Here's Sturtefeld. Cal has not let them get anything close to the cage on the power play. Gomez de la Puente moving in. Doyle, the lob. Williams pulls it down. Another save. Number 12 for Isabel Williams. And a timeout is called by Cal. 1:34 remaining. If you're Hawaii, you've had all the opportunities in the world. 2 for 16 on the 6-on-5. Here's another look. Tried to go lob. Tough to do on the 6'3", Isabel Williams. Up high to pull that down. And now Cal with the ball, with the 3-goal lead, 1:34 to play. Trying to close this one out and secure their spot against UCLA in the final tomorrow. Hawaii defensively, 1 goal allowed in the second half, excuse me. If you went to Maureen Cole at halftime and said, okay, you're down big, but your team is only going to allow 1 goal in the second half, they sign for that immediately and say, we'll figure it out on offense. And that part just hasn't happened. They've done the defensive job, holding this Cal team who lit it up with 8 goals in the first half, allowing just 1, but that hasn't resulted in offense on the other end. They've only been able to manufacture 3 goals of their own. You look back at that drawn penalty, Montalado Diaz blocked by Williams. That would have cut it to 2 with about 3.5 to play. That is a massive stop. No bigger save from Williams tonight than that one. 1 of her 12. And she has really put her stamp on this game late. As good as Hawaii's defense has been in the second half, Cal's defense has been very, very tough, especially on the 5-on-6. To hold Hawaii to 2 for 16 on the power play. Again, likewise, Hawaii staff, you're going to get 16 chances on the 6-on-5. Every coach is on board. A testament to Cal. 90 seconds to play in the fourth. A scramble and a takeaway. Stolen by Gomez de la Puente. It's a swim meet here. Montalado Diaz now. Out in front, Gomez de la Puente. An exclusion. Hawaii looking to go quick here. They get the exclusion. Bears try to cover up. And a timeout called by Hawaii. And again, strong defense here from Cal, right? Even when they're getting countered, even when they make the mistake, they get back, they give the exclusion. They don't let Hawaii get an easy one. So a timeout called by the Rainbow Wahine. We will take a quick timeout. And we'll come back here. 1:16 to play in the fourth. Cal in front by 3. .116 to play, fourth quarter. Hawaii down 3, 9-6 the score here. They've got the ball. They're on the advantage. They got the takeaway there. Jumped to passing lane. They got out on the break. Drew the counter. Then drew the exclusion. And now trying to convert here. Trying to hold Hawaii in check here. Season low in goals for the Rainbow Wahine, 8. They're at 6 right now. 1:09 to play in the fourth. Montalado Diaz, Bonamusa Bush. They don't have the luxury of time here. Gomez de la Puente. Bia from the outside. Williams the save. That's been the story in the late stages here. Isabel Williams with another critical block. 50 seconds left. And the Bears are closing in on a return trip to the NCAA final. They'll take as much time off the clock as they can. Shot clock to 5. And that's all on this possession. Locked-ins will track that down. Shot clock is off. Last 28 seconds in this one. And the Cal Bears, their fans on their feet. Their offense ran dry in the second half, but their defense had exactly what they needed, powered by Isabel Williams. And who else but the fifth-year senior to make that stop. 10 seconds left now, and they can swim away with victory. They'll count it down here in Berkeley. For the first time since 2011, the Bears are headed back to the national championship match. They win it over Hawaii 9-6 and will play for a title in their home pool tomorrow night, trying to bring home their first ever NCAA crown in women's water polo. And for Hawaii, the end comes to an all-time great season for their program. They finished at 23-4. It's also the last game in the long coaching career of Maureen Cole at the University of Hawaii, finishing her 13th season. But congratulations to the Cal Bears. They improved to 19-6. And they will get another shot at the Bruins, this time for the national title. And hugs all around for this Hawaii squad. They know the opportunities that they had. We look back at some of our numbers here. Isabel Williams got better as the game went along. 14 saves. Daisy Lockton's, again, Hawaii's defense was so good in the second half. They allowed just one goal. They just couldn't get more going on offense, and Williams and company, a main reason behind that. On the offensive end, Maren Dempsey, 3 goals, did that in the first half. And then Rowell, Bonaguidi, Flynn, Vorveld, Snyder, Vordau all scoring for Hawaii. Bernadette Doyle scores 3. 2 from Bia Montalado Diaz. All but Bonamusa. Boyce adds a goal as well. But the numbers that jump out, those quote-unquote special teams. Hawaii, they get blocked in a 5-meter, and they go 2 for 17 on the 6-on-5. A massive amount of opportunities, and that's a big embrace between some longtime friends. And Corley Simmons and Maureen Cole. And that brings us to the end of our semifinal coverage here. We've got our championship match set. Cal will take on UCLA as the Bears pick up the 9-6 win here. Bears will look for their first ever NCAA title. UCLA looking for their first championship since 2009. We'll have all the coverage for you tomorrow evening, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, live on ESPNU, streaming on ESPN+. That's going to do it for us here today from Berkeley. Big thanks to everyone that tuned in to join us here for our entire NCAA.com crew. Greg Meskel saying thanks again and have a great rest of your Saturday.